Hey YouTube, Vatan here, and I'm going to avoid playing that intro. Last time I played an intro to Monster Hunter game, the song, which is the same in pretty much all the games, got a copyright claim on it, so I can't actually show the intro. And I'm really hoping that this doesn't pick up as copyright as well. Hopefully not. And if you're wondering about those two little black balls on the side of the screen, the PSP screen isn't exactly 16:9, it's a little bit under that. So I pretty much am screen capping a program called Remote Joy Lite. At least I think then a little under. I may have just missed a little and stretched it out a bit too far. But yeah, you may also notice that despite this being 720p, this isn't an amazingly high quality game. It looks good on the PSP screen, but on a monitor, like resized to 720p, not so much. That's pretty obvious. It was made for PSP. It's not gonna look great on much else. In my opinion, this is actually the best Monster Hunter they've released. I can't talk for Free Ultimate, the new one that just got released. But from all the other ones, like Monster Hunter Tri and all that, you have to ignore the graphics side of it. But this is without a doubt my favorite Monster Hunter game they've actually released. I played all the ones on there. I played all of them on the PSP. Monster Hunter Freedom, Monster Hunter Freedom 2, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, and Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. And this is without a doubt the one I prefer most. No, I'm not a beginner. That just skips little stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna save. But the reason I think it's the best game is because it just has the most amount of content, and it's also second hardest, I'd say. Monster Hunter Freedom 1, a lot of the monsters were really, really tough. Like the joke of a monster, Yin Kutku, is actually a joke, and I need to skip that. It plays a song during it, the same song as the intro, so sadly I can't play those cutscenes. I'm pretty sure the gallery stuff, like the ecologies and all that, is fine. This is just like a little bit of introduction. I'll explain what happened in the cutscene, but it's pretty much you were just walking along the top of the mountain, got jumped by a monster, and he knocks you off the cliff, and then you fall straight down. And then that guy finds you, he heals you up, and brings you back to town. Yeah, also, there's no audio. I could have actually shown you the intros. This has no audio, because I don't have a 3.5mm jack that's dual-ended. Okay, tell a lie, I've got one in my hand right now. It just doesn't work. It's like 12 years old. I remember sticking it in my Game Boy Colors when I had Game Boy Colors, and that was ages ago. So that thing is really old. I used it for my Monster Hunter Portable 3rd playthrough, and it was it worked. It wasn't amazingly good, but yeah, as you can see right here, you start with nothing in this game except some armor and one of each weapon. I'm pretty sure it's the weakest of each weapon. Yeah, that is the weakest of each weapon. People that have played Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, these numbers will seem a little high. Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, the numbers were scaled down a lot. I think they were made to be more relative to each other. But in this game, you have to take each number with a pinch of salt. Like, Attack 336 is like a later game. Dual daggers. Sadly, my PSP select button doesn't work anymore, so I've had to remap that to home, and then my sound button is home, and then now my select is the sound button, because the sound button's pretty much useless. I could have actually played that intro and stuff. If you want to see them, then I'll Search them up on YouTube. I don't know if it's the video or audio that gets claimed, but all I know is that those intros are really renowned for being, like, any Let's Play Part 1 that shows the intro. Basically just, it gets copyright claim on it, so it doesn't get taken down, but if I get a copyright claim on it, then I void the contract between me and RPM. So I'm hoping that I avoided it. Yeah, the reason there's no audio is I needed to order another 3.5mm double-ended cable. I've ordered that, but it is Easter this weekend, so if it doesn't come tomorrow, it hasn't come today, this is Thursday. If it doesn't come tomorrow, then it probably won't come till like Wednesday next week. But the reason I'm doing this part first here is because I really want to get started, get farming. I really need to get farming. Not a massive amount. I'm not going to be playing a massive amount between now and when I get the cable on this character. I'll be practicing a lot on one of my other two characters. Probably my main character, who is... I'm actually at the quest to get HR 7. I never beat this game. Can you actually beat this game? It's arguable. But basically, I never actually got into G rank on this game because me and my friends, we all played Monster Hunter Freedom 2. We played it a ton when it came out. We pretty much reached the end of it. Apart from, yeah, we beat a Cantor. We beat a Cantor and we just wrote that off as the end of the game. Basically, we all completed the single player. Then they released this, and by that point we had all split up. Someone went off to college. Another friend had moved away, and the other one had sold his PSP because he didn't expect to be using it anymore. Yeah, if you're wondering that, I just picked up an item called Trainer's Boat. You have to download this from the online. But it basically, he can go out and collect stuff for you, and it's kind of useful. You're not missing much in terms of audio. It's just a little music backtrack. It's not a massive amount. You will need the audio. I need the audio. Like, I personally always will need the audio. I'm just gonna skip this. What he does is there's a little random event that can occur. Like, he'll either sink or he'll speed up. We can watch it if we go over here. I'm not gonna be doing fishing here. I'll do fishing in my own time. It's kind of boring and tedious. But yeah, we would have had to watch this in a cutscene instead. And yeah, if you're watching this, I'd recommend just putting it at 720p and then not full screening it. Yeah, he hasn't done anything. Sadly, I think the PSP is only like 480p. I would have resized it to 480p, but then I find that also brings in like render quality loss, capture quality loss, and then game quality loss. But anyway, for this, I'm going to be doing the 3 key quests for this first area, the Snowy Mountains. That looks like a really dark load screen. Okay, whatever. Oh, I forgot to put this stuff away. Did I actually mine? I'm pressing. Yeah, I mined. Okay, well, you get some supplies in this first area, like in the low rank stuff. They give you this so you can make your own food. I'm going to be using the cats to do that for me because farming meat was one of the things I hated most about this game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could show you this. It's just a little cutscene of the Snowy Mountains. This is where most of the quests in the game actually happen, in my opinion. I think, anyway. I'm pretty sure this is where most of them happen. I did have the idea of just importing a character from my old character, who's called Slayer. Made it when I was like I made that back in 1.3 and 1. The original character called Slayer, and I was like 12 when I made that, so it's quite a while ago, like 6 years. I think it was 6 years anyway. I still had the 1.3 and 1 case. If there's something I need to correct about that, I'll put it in the description. But the name just stuck. But I was thinking of importing that, and then when I imported it, I realized a lot of like mid-game stuff was actually imported. And what I want to do with this is just only kill the monsters with stuff that's actually available to me at that point. So like during the single player, till I beat single player, I'm not going to do any online quests. Because what I could just do is do a really low online quest and get some of the lower quality materials from one of the later bosses, like Rathalos, and then just use that to kill the one of the other monsters that's really weak to fire. Now, I do have some plans to make some of the bosses a little easier, but it's all stuff that you can do just like anyone can do it. And I just realized how hard this game is going to be while commentating. This game's hard enough at the best of times, and especially solo. There's a big difference. Like, it's not just a case of when you bring a second person, your hunting time's kind of half, because you do more damage. The monsters become much easier because it has a time period added to the fight where it's switching target, and then when it's attacking one person, the other person can get a lot of free hits off. So it's a lot easier with two people, and fights can go a lot quicker. But with one person, it's more tactics based, because you gotta, well, not tactics, it's more timing based. Multiplayer is where the real tactics come in. Like sleep bombing is a big thing in multiplayer. You can't really do it in single player because you can't carry enough bombs or put out enough sleep per second to make it worthwhile. And yeah, these guys are called Giadrome. They're pretty much one of the weakest aggressive monsters in the game, other than like Vespoids. But Vespoids will forever be annoying if you play this game, for the simple fact that they if they sting you, they have a chance of paralyzing you, and they have no fear of bosses, so they will constantly try and sting you when you're fighting a boss. And I'm not a fan of how these bodies disappear so quickly. And this is really weird. I'm listening to this through an earphone, and the earphone's kind of like picking up vibrations from my voice, and it's playing it back from my ear. And also, annoying thing about Vespoids is that when you kill them, they usually break up like that. If you use poison, or there is a slight chance otherwise of them just turning to just falling down dead, like not actually breaking into pieces. Oh, I forgot I could do this in this time. This just gathering from a spot like this, which gives a like an account item, they're called. It's a good way to build a few Poke Points or Zenny after a quest. The whole basis of this game is that you hunt stuff, you get rewards, as you can see, like scales, hides, all that stuff, and then you earn money from the quest, and then you create equipment which allows you to fight better monsters. As you can see there, so account items. Sorry I'm skipping through so fast. I should explain it all to you, but I've just used to, like, it's forced to have it, just skipping everything, and by the time I realized, it's already skipped. But I'm gonna quickly run you through town now, and then I'm gonna go do the second urgent quest. Not urgent. Urgent are the ones you use to advance quest is. Here's the person I was waiting for. Basically, you can get a feline chef and a feline hunter. You can get multiple of each, but you can get multiple of each. However, you can only take one feline hunter, like, companion with you on quests, and if you have another person with you, if you're doing multiplayer, you can't. These two just are the best right now. Those feline chefs aren't exactly massively expensive. This guy is pretty much useless. He's just a little bit of backstory, or like a little bit of lore. This guy is one of your best friends. He allows you to make stuff out of the like gear you find on the field from killing stuff. And if you're wondering why that picture doesn't normally instantly appear, it's just because I got the data installed on my memory stick that it loads it instantly. Ores and stuff, mechalite and iron ore is something I'm going to be farming between like these first 2 episodes of when I get the cable. I really want to get this iron katana and upgrade it a little. Probably upgrade it once or twice. Ravager blade is a good weapon. It's a nice starting weapon, but you have to farm all this, and farming all 3 of these takes quite a while. Especially the iron ore and earth crystals. Earth crystals should theoretically take the longest. Ice crystals, there's a spot in Snowy Mountains where you can get them quite easily. I think it's this game, or it might have been Freedom 2. They may have changed it between 2 games. There's a spot in Snowy Mountains where you can get them really easy. And where I am now, I've just run off because I want to get these 2 quests done in this mission. Stones are pretty much the most useless thing ever. Armor spheres. That guy also allows you to upgrade weapons and armor. Armor upgrades need armor spheres and money. Weapon upgrades need more parts and quite a bit of money, actually. Armor is overall more expensive, but weapons individually need quite a bit of money. Okay, this is some of the stuff that you would normally get a little later, but this guy lets you get it earlier. I'm still debating whether or not I should utilize that guy, like right now in the early stages. He hasn't brought me back anything that would allow me to make a bunch of useful stuff yet, like anything overpowered, but he can bring me stuff from like a 5-star that you'd normally have to kill a 5-star boss to get, just by me sending him to the desert with 200 points. So I'm still debating whether or not to use him. Everyone can use him, so it's not exactly cheating, but it is kind of the farm factor again. You have to send him out a lot. Anyway, this little cat here allows you to just buy weapons and armor. Some of the weapons in this game are really cool. Like, in my opinion, this game has the best looking weapons of all the monster hunters. This guy will allow you to buy more than just these 2 after a while. However, you have to get to a certain stage in the game, and I think once you get like the first set of unlocks in the store, like the next set of armor, it's that's all you get. You have to make the rest. This person is also very useful. You'll buy whetstones, cool drinks, hot drinks, which are both very useful. Pickaxes, which you need for farming, and when I say farming, I don't mean like planting stuff. I mean just like constantly doing gathering missions or a really easy mission to try and get stuff from a gathering point. I should have bought from this woman at the start of last mission, like before last mission, when she had a full stock of 7 pages available. This person constantly changes her inventory every time you do a quest. But she still sells some useful stuff. Like it's mainly stuff that you can normally craft, like gunpowder, bomb material, Farcaster. But it's a little expensive at the start, but after a while you'll find her really useful. Like Gemprey Fangs, once you've got quite a bit of money, these are insanely useful. I'll go into why later when we start needing them. Buying monster fluids, when you've got a lot of money, that's a blessing, being able to buy these. But they're very expensive. Sunset Herb, Enter Herbs, just useful stuff. I'm gonna buy one of these. I'm gonna need this later on, but for now I'm gonna go to the farm and farm it. I'm gonna do that to make money. I could just keep doing that quest I did earlier to make money because it's 300 zenny. I could just keep doing that really quickly. Wait a second. Can you not farm fire herbs? Pick seed or feathers. Apparently you can't actually farm fire herbs in this game. I could have swore you could. Oh. So yeah, here's just like a selection of stuff I've already got. It doesn't take long to start filling this box up. After a while it will start filling up so fast, but every time like you get a new boss you get like a new row of materials to gather from it. Anyway, There's also the gathering hall over there. It's the thing with the tower next to the woman. I'm not going to be using this until I've beaten at least the village elder quests. That's the woman I was talking to get the quest to kill the gear prey. I'm not going to be using this until I've beaten those because it allows you to take some shortcuts of the game. It's better for speed running, not so much for trying to show off the game. This guy is high rank offline stuff. But yeah, let's go slay the Blangos. I probably should have taken a timer, but whatever. This quest might take a little longer than the other one because I got a bit to run. And quests actually have day-night cycles. Some quests happen during the day and some happen during the night. I think most are during the day. I know it's not an even spread. I think it's mostly during the day and then about like a quarter during the night. But just night changes some of the spawns. Like these were the giant mammoths, popos as they're called, during the day, and now they're the Anteca. I can't remember what exactly they're supposed to represent, like stags or something. But it just changes spawns basically. I think it might change some of the stuff you can mine, and it also changes some of the paths you can take. Like some areas are unavailable during the day and some are unavailable during night. Just that kind of stuff. Generally the controls are quite decent in this game. The only real issue is the fact that on the PSP the analog stick is to move and the D-pad is to control a camera. And seeing as you have to do both simultaneously in this game, you have to kind of either make it so you can move your analog stick with the bottom part of your... I'm trying to do right now and failing. But so you can move the analog stick with the bottom part of your thumb, and then the D-pad is controlled with the top part. Or you turn your hand into like a claw kind of shape, where you use your index finger to control the D-pad and your thumb to control the thumbstick, like I'm doing right now. Now these guys are called Blangos, just basically apes, not very smart creatures. A little bit stronger than the Anteca, Gaper even, the ones I was killing last time. They got quite a bit more health, but you also have to kill less of them. Now I really need to carve these guys, so I'm gonna quickly carve this guy before he disappears. I don't care about taking damage. These guys won't hurt too much, as you can see there. There's also armor skills, which you get from like either combining stuff from different armor sets or completing a set. Usually most skills come from completing a set, and then you can like gem out a negative skill or gem in another positive skill, or upgrade one of your skills by getting a few more points. But generally you want to have like a complete set from one monster. This adds a real grind effect to the game. Like you'll be killing the same thing maybe 20-30 times just to get its armor set. It's not always like 20-30 times, but you need money anyway, so you're going to be killing quite a lot of stuff. Go on. I think my home button's actually pretty much dead. I've had my PSP for many years. It's the PSP Fat, and like my buttons are dying. My analog stick's got a massive scar on it. This thing's definitely seeing some wear and tear. And I'm not gonna forget about this again. There's a gathering point around here. Now you have health and stamina. Stamina is the yellow stuff that runs out as I run around, and when I roll or block. And you can fill that up by eating meat, either the rations they give you, or through well done steaks, rare steaks, or gourmet steaks, which you make using a spit, or your cat can make for you. You have to give him the raw meat though. And the other bar at the top is health. It goes down, you drink potion, it goes up. The monsters don't have health bars, like boss monsters. They don't have health bars. You have to pretty much determine like whether it's capturable or not. It's capturable once it gets to a certain amount of health, and you have to determine that based on just looking at it and trying to read it. and monsters fly around, like the ones with wings fly around and are kind of hard to track, so you have to use your paintball on them. So you also need to build a stock of those. Paintberry and set plant, that's a combo everyone should remember if they play this game. Paintballs are very useful. There's some armor sets which allow you to automatically track monsters, that kind of stuff. You'll find that none of the armor sets in this game are particularly overpowered. There's stuff that's favored by some people, but there's nothing completely overpowered. Anyway, can I improve this to this yet? No, I need a small monster bone. I normally get one of those off the Giadrome quest, but seeing as I didn't, I'm not going to upgrade this. Is there anything I can upgrade? That's a mystery bone. That's from Giadrome quest. That's small monster bones. If there's anything I can upgrade, I'll use it. Except these, because ranged weapons are kind of weak early on. Okay, well, it looks like I'll show you a different weapon class for this next quest. It's a Giadrome quest, but there's a little hitch attached to it. Ugh, that needs sharpness. Is horrible. I'll show you the greatsword. Not exactly the fastest of weapons, but it hits hard. Okay, I'm not gonna bother using the farm. I'm gonna be farming a bit more after this quest. Actually, I have the urgent quest to do after this quest. 1-star quests are nothing special. That's why I'm just skipping through all these. 2-star, it starts getting a little more interesting. Now they kind of gave this quest away a little. If you create the full hunter set before you do this quest, then another thing is given away. By saying it like that, I've pretty much only told people who already played this game and already know what the hitch in this quest is. They'll know what I'm talking about, but the rest of you won't. That's good. So I'm going to eat my rations and show you the stamina bar going up. Each ration heals 25 stamina. You have a maximum of 150 stamina. You start off with 100. Well-done steaks heal 2 bars, like 50 stamina, and gourmet I think healed the entire bar, or 75. Like we never go. I never went down below. I never go down below 100, so I don't know exactly how many gourmet heal. Which is why I just take well-done steaks, because they're easy to make, and of course they heal 50, so I never need anything better. That's why I always felt gourmet steaks were never needed in the game. You never want to go below 100 stamina anyway, so it's kind of useless. There's also a few items in the game that can increase your maximum health to 150. I'll make those later on, but they're not going to be needed for the earlier parts of the game. And here's the little hitch. Hey, look, popos. These are the things I gotta kill. Remember these from the first quest? The little guys down the bottom? Yeah, they moved to the top in the night. Oh, they're running away. Now, you can't hear him. He's just doing a little growl and stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot he roars. Welcome to one of the bosses of the game. Now, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat this guy yet. Fuck. Yeah, there's no way you can beat that guy. As you can saw, my armor skill actually proc there. It's called Divine Protection. And it negates damage by like 80% or something. I don't know what it protects it by. It reduces damage by a lot. And if he had actually not proc that, I may have died outright there. Now, as you can see, the greatsword, it's got a pretty simple combo. You don't normally use the uppercut in multiplayer because it sends other players flying. But it's pretty much just a round combo like that. It's one of the game weapons from the original game. It didn't get many changes in the second game except a single feature that was added. So it's nothing too impressive. I think I need 3 popo tongues for this quest. Yeah. Okay, that was unneeded. I want to carve your body before his body disappears. Okay. Now you're probably going to try and hit me again. Now I'm going to show you the charge fans took that. Level 1, level 2, level 3. And I missed. That's why great swords are kind of unfavored. Their strongest attack is very difficult to time, and 9 times out of 10 they will have moved out the way before you've got it off. But if they go down like this, level 3 charge, slam, he's dead. Also, they have some weird thing with the greatsword. It shrinks when it goes on your back. If you looked at the handle when I put it on my back each time, it actually shrinks. Like, as you can see, when I take it off, the handle gets bigger. Then when I put it on, it gets smaller. It's just a little thing that bugs me. I like how they made it look like it's a retractable handle, like the bone comes out of the socket, but the blade also shrinks, so it's kind of a giveaway that they were limited on what they could put on the back of the character. It's a little sad, but it doesn't really matter. It was made for a PSP, so it didn't have the greatest performance power to work with. But yeah, you met Kitty, as some people like to call him. That guy's called the Tiger Axe. He's kind of the front cover boss of the previous game. Like, this game is just Monster Hunter Freedom 2 and an expansion. It's a standalone expansion, meaning it has the entire content of Monster Hunter Freedom 2 and more added on. It's also got like few optimization stuff, different load screens, couple new items, changed modifiers and stuff on all weapons, balanced them out a bit more. But overall, it's just Monster Hunter Freedom 2 and more content. And that guy is the front cover of Monster Hunter Freedom 2. He's not the final boss by any means. He's nowhere near the strength of the final boss, but he is like the front cover, like the storyline objective at the start, for the first like kind of stage of the storyline. You fight him eventually. It might take a while to get to him because there's a lot of quests and a lot of people to fight in between. And also, fighting him, I'm gonna need a few. I've got my plan of like build and weapon and stuff I'm gonna need to fight him the first time. When I first beat him, I used a pretty much ragtag set of gear. It had no armor effects, no armor skills even, nothing like that. So, yeah. This episode is gonna be kind of long. I think it's gonna be like maybe 30 minutes long, but this is pretty much just gonna be like all the key quests from the 1-star mission, from the 1-star quests. I'm gonna like write all this up in a notepad and upload it on Dropbox, and I'll give you a link there. This is the feline comrade stuff. I'm not gonna be taking one of those. I don't like the feline comrades personally, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay, so what she was just basically saying is the Giadrome has appeared in the Snowy Mountains, and you gotta go kill it. And she also says don't take it as just a giant gear prey. It has more attacks, better attacks, more damage, more health. And the bosses have significant health in this game. The calculation will be done, like some bosses take a few hundred hits to die. There's one that takes probably over 1,000. Not going to mention any names that aren't given away by the game itself. I'm just going to do a little trick here. You can only carry 5 hot drinks. The box puts it in a stack of 2. You drink 1, and then you can take the other one from the box. It's basically just a way to get free stuff. And free stuff in this game is a blessing. You have no idea. But yeah, when I first bought the game, Monster Hunter Freedom 2, I remember being ill when I got it, and instead of going out to play it with the others, well, they also hadn't got it, because I got it a day early. They hadn't got it a day early, because they went down to the game store in our town to buy it on release. I ordered it online, because I found it a little cheaper, and I was kind of tight on cash at the time. I ordered it, I got it a day early, so I basically did all the 1-star quests and the Giadrome And I was just like, yeah, it feels, it's, I was just talking to my friends, I was like, they pretty much just added like a new Velocidrome. Anyone will know what that guy is. It's no big surprise. It's going to be the first thing I show once I'm done with this guy, to be honest. It'll be the first thing in like next episode. But basically, they said like, oh, they've just made him, but he's actually weaker. And then all my friends fought him, and because I said he was weaker, they all got screwed over by one of his attacks, which I kind of hope I can show you. But basically, the fig with this guy is he's a big raptor. He's got a nice big spike on his forehead, and he's gonna hit hard. You gotta dodge shit in this game. Your health potion, like you have potions, but they're not to use to just tank stuff. I forgot how slow you move with the greatsword. Ooh, that's why you gotta... I'm wondering, did I bounce or something there? I wasn't quite paying attention. But yeah, that's why you gotta not tank stuff. I gotta eat a ration and drink a health potion. Basically, when you take damage, you take real damage, and then you take damage that will heal. Real damage is just the black part of your health bar, and wound damage, or whatever it's called, I forget the technical term for it, but the stuff that heals is over time is the red. I'm bouncing off Giadrome heads. That doesn't make sense. I need that guy to leave the area. I need to fight him where there's not 3 other things that I can bounce off of. But yeah, when you the sharpness meter is on the stamina bar, and when you hit something, you lose sharpness. If you bounce off something, I think you lose like 10 hits worth of sharpness. So it's not exactly something you wanna. I was hoping I'd be able to sweep him before he moved area, but nice that he did move area. Monsters can go out of the boundaries, like when you walk to a certain part of an area, you'll move to another area. Monsters can go in those areas, like the warp areas, and they'll still be in the area, so if you're not ranged, you have to wait for them to come out. It's annoying, but it's just part of the game. And I have not fought a raptor like this guy in ages, and wow, he's just wrecking me. I also haven't used a greatsword in a long time. I'm a longsword user mainly. Or longsword and bow are my main 2 weapons. But yeah, I'm gonna show you the shock traps. And there's the strength of the level 1 charge. I was meant to show you capturing, but I didn't think it was that weak. Yeah, greatsword does a lot of damage, and you get more carves and better carves off the boss creatures, and not all boss creatures are just variants of smaller creatures. That one is. There's a few like it, but there's a few bosses that are like their own species, pretty much. Boss fights can last anywhere from just under 5 minutes, like this one did, and there's some that last through multiple quests, which are 50 minutes. And quests are 50 minutes long each. There are some fights that like the quest ends after a certain amount of time if you've done enough damage, and then you have to wait for the quest to appear again. Then you resume the battle with lower health. Those are like the real late game, like end bosses of low rank, I think. And there's some other fights where the monster doesn't actually focus on you. There's a lot of different types of bosses in this game, with some being physically stronger and others just being like actually harder. The ones that are physically harder, like the physically hardest one doesn't actually, no, not the physically hardest one, not at all. There's a couple of monsters stronger than him, but he doesn't actually focus on attacking you. You can still die to him because he's giant and he stomps and he swings his tail and he can kill you like that, but there's nothing really life-threatening about him if you've got some armor that can tank through a couple of foot stomps. It's just about dealing enough damage to get him away from his real objective. You can either repel stuff like that or kill them. And basically, now that I've unlocked 2-star quests, she'll want to talk to me again. I'm just going to talk to everyone, and then that'll be it for this episode. And the next episode, I'll have the audio cable, so you'll have audio. But yeah, she was basically introducing the desert and the jungle, and giving me a gathering quest for each of them, which these are just basically free roam quests. I can go around and like gather as much as I can. Yeah, so you can buy info from this person. I'm not going to go into names, what everything is. You can buy book of combos. You can combine items in this game, and the book of combos make success rate higher. Coatings and bullets for guns and bows. Binoculars, they're not too useful in my opinion. Barbecue spit, you need that to cook meat. Trap tool, that's used to make traps, obviously. And just stuff like that. And of course, these two want to talk to me again. Material, it's called Armosphere. Basically, this is the thing I was mining. It's like, oh, it's made from revolutionary technology, but you can mine it in the farm before you're even introduced to it. So yeah, as you can see, a few weapons here. Just been unlocked. I'm gonna want to make that, but stuff like carpenter bugs and all that are really kind of hard to find. I'm not gonna be able to make this for a while. It's got so much damage, but this is actually meant. Actually, I can make this. I can kill small hermitors. I can get black pearls, and I can get sharp claws. I can make this. I might, but I'm not a fan of great swords. Like I said, I'm a longsword user, so these two are my kind of forte. And on that note, gathering quests. I'll do the gathering quest to get those. The stuff like dual blades. These look pretty cool. Like literally they look like giant claws of the thing, those raptors I was killing. There's bone and metal paths, like it's split between down the two. There's the metal class and the bone class. Bone class is stuff you make from monsters, and the metal is stuff you make from alloys and ores. There's greatsword, longsword, sword, dual blades, hammer, hunting horn. Hunting horns are really more for teams because you can play music that buffs people. Lance is like really tactical and takes a lot to get used to. I got good with them before I quit, and then I now suck with them again. I might use a gun lance every so often. And then there's bows and guns. More of a fan of bows than guns personally. And some of the bows look really interesting, but they got low damage because their range, they had to balance that out. But they're really useful against some creatures. This person will allow me to buy more stuff now. The Battle Hunters and Chain. Like I said, this is pretty much like all the armor that you actually be able to buy from this guy. It's kind of expensive now, but later on it's not going to be expensive at all. I might buy the battle stuff. Oh, if I farm enough money, I'll buy it. And then this guy is also up here. This little cat barrel is downloadable. I'm just going to grab him because he's free. I want to save as much money as possible at the moment. This guy is just introducing you to more. Every time you go up a rank, that you beat an urgent quest, you unlock more stuff for your farm. I can get a better insect thicket, which gives me more insects. I'm probably going to get that because I want to get those carpenter bugs. Okay, well, that's pretty much everything for this episode. It's kind of like an introduction and doing the first few quests. The reason I wanted to get us out of the way is, like I said, I want to be farming. I want to get some gear together to get through the 2-star missions in just one fell swoop. A couple of bosses a recording session. But yeah, it's pretty much it for the first episode. There will be audio in all the other episodes, just not this one because I don't have the audio cable. I have set up virtual audio cable again so it can record my mic and the game's audio through one channel, so it will work with XSplit. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Nothing else I want to go over. As for people interested in like the series I was doing on League, what I'm gonna do for the first episode is just use an RNG and just use it to get one champion and do that champion, then use it 3 more times at the end of the episode and get the list of 3 champions for the next episode. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode, in which we'll be killing some actual bosses, and it should feature sound, unless of course there's a problem with my PSP's jack or my audio input on my computer. Anyway, see you guys.